You know, like, I've always loved this game, but like, what even is a monopoly?
Well, I'm glad you asked. A monopoly is a firm owned by a monopolist, which is the only producer of a good that has no substitutes. Some conditions that apply to monopolists will be that they will produce a small quantity of the particular good, they would charge more for the particular good, which leads to higher consumer prices, and off this they will make profit. With monopolies, you have both quantity effect and price effect. With quantity effect, when one unit is sold, it increases the total revenue by the price of that unit sold. With price effect, in order to sell one more unit, the price must be cut on all of the units.
Here we have the demand curve, marginal revenue curve, and total revenue curve for a monopoly. Here you can clearly see the quantity effect and price effect. For the quantity sold to increase, price must go down. The monopoly makes its most money when the marginal revenue is at zero. Total revenue is at its highest when marginal revenue equals zero, which is right there.
There are two models for a monopoly. One with a constant total cost, where the marginal cost equals the average total cost. Under this, consumer surplus is found here, profit for the firm is found here, and deadweight loss is found here. You can also see how the difference in quantity is affected by the monopoly. Here is the quantity for a monopoly, whereas a firm in a perfectly competitive market would produce a quantity here. Alternately, you have a non-constant total cost, where marginal cost is increasing and average total cost is the U-shape. Under this, you can find profit there, as well as consumer surplus here, and deadweight loss in this triangle here.
With monopolies, sometimes you have monopolies that are naturally occurring in the market. To control these, you go with public ownership and price regulation. And under price regulation, you have marginal cost pricing and average cost pricing.
One solution to a natural monopolies is public ownership. Under public ownership of a monopoly, the good is supplied by the government or by a firm owned by the government. Another solution to natural monopolies is price regulation. Under price regulation, you have marginal cost pricing, which occurs when regulators set a monopoly's price equal to its marginal cost. There is also average cost pricing, which is set in place to prevent the firm from incurring a loss.
Under an unregulated natural monopoly, you produce an inefficient quantity of goods at an inefficient price. Here you can find the consumer surplus, illustrated in blue, and the profit for the firm, illustrated in green. Under an unregulated monopoly, they will produce the quantity of goods where marginal cost equals marginal revenue, and a price equal to the demand at that quantity. However, under a regulated natural monopoly, this is an example of average total cost pricing. You can see there's a much greater consumer surplus, while no profit for the firm. This offers a greater societal benefit, however.
Oh, so that's what a monopoly is.
Thanks, cheater.
Wow, that's a bummer. Jeez, I think you cheated.
I really think you did.